With major watersheds at risk of losing some of the water supplies that they have, the ongoing water shortages are likely to get worse. Water company Xylem is using technology to help solve it. Their shares are up 65% over the past year. And joining me now is Patrick Decker. He is the CEO of water utility company Xylem. Patrick, it's good to have you. I want to mention and make sure I'm reading this correctly that water futures on the CME are up 90% this year. So water is literally getting more expensive. Is that good or bad for a company like yours if you guys do kind of water recycling?
Well, first, thanks, Kelly, for having me. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to all of the first responders over the last 24 hours here in the New York area with Hurricane Ida. So we talk about the lack of water in parts of the world. We talk about the abundance of water in other parts of the world. And so, again, I just want to say thanks to all of the first responders. My thoughts and prayers are for all those that are affected by Ida at this point in time. This really brings into focus, as you've teed up, a focus on the three biggest water challenges facing the world right now. The first is accessibility to usable water. The second is resilience of our infrastructure to climate change. And then third, as investors always ask me, and that is, how are we going to pay for it? So how do we make it affordable? So those are the three big themes that we put out in front of the public that we have to address.
So your company, you think, can help? As I mentioned, if the price of water has doubled this year, and this is just the commodity that's traded, it's very different across the board. It's a very fragmented market. How can your company help make water more affordable?
Kelly, digital is the key. And, digital is only as important as it provides data to inform utilities and the users of water to more effectively manage, their existing assets. So when we think about the big issues there, we think about how we treat water in a more affordable way, how we test water in a more affordable way, and how we transport water to where it needs to be in a more affordable way. And the reality is, the solutions exist today that didn't exist 10 years ago to be able to address that in a very effective way.
So what are some of those solutions? As I mentioned, you guys do a lot of water reuse. It can be complementary to desalination and those kinds of products. And if the supply of water is at risk, then it would seem like reusing the current supply is very important. I know you offer metering and other kinds of technologies as well. Give me some example in practice of how that can help address the shortages.
Sure. So, it's a great question, Kelly. I mean, one of the examples is, one big challenge, as evidenced by Storm Ida, is stormwater overflow. And this is only one example or use case that we share with customers, and that is how we help utilities and cities meet their EPA guidelines around stormwater overflow. And we have an example of different cities around the U.S. and the world where, let's use a reference of, it might cost $1 billion to build infrastructure to catch water and manage that water during overflow. Mm-hmm. We're able, along with other companies, to do that at 20% of the cost, based upon making the existing infrastructure more effective and smarter by using distributed sensing technology and using artificial intelligence to make that grid smarter and make it more agile.
Yeah, no, I can see why that's obviously a huge interest right now, and investors seem to like what you're up to as well. The shares outperforming the S&P by about 50% year to date. Patrick, thanks for your time today. We appreciate it.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.